Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from AGayGuyPlays, and today on the Quick Draw we're going to take a look at one of my favorite weapons, the Paris Prime. First and foremost, I've got the stat comparison with the red numbers denoting the Prime version and the gray numbers representing the original. So, there are a gazillion reasons why I haven't done my Quick Draw on this weapon. One of the main ones being the fact that I didn't know if I could do it justice, especially since the latest update to it gave it an even bigger buff. For us gay guys, it's kinda like coming face to face with a real big one and saying shit, even if I manage to take this like a champ, I'm still gonna be walking funny for the next few days. So, hopefully I managed to touch on everything, pun totally intended, and illustrate exactly why the Paris Prime is a must-have. So, you can find its parts scattered throughout the void. The grip can be found in Tower 1 Capture and the string in Tower 2 Capture. Both the upper and lower limbs can be found in Tower 1 Survival, while the blueprint can be found in Tower 2 Survival. Or, if you just don't want to deal with any of that, you can always hit up the market and see what you can find. Just be aware that you do need to have Mastery Rank 4 in order to equip it. Now, its primary damage type is piercing, a small splash of slashing, and a near negligible amount of impact damage. While the impact is quite low, I actually feel like this is an awesome combination to take on both the Grineer and Corpus. I say that because Puncture works well versus the Grineer and Corpus robotic enemies, the Splash of Slashing does well versus the flesh targets of both factions, and as for Corpus shielding, the charge damage coupled with its critical damage can easily shatter shields when you equip the Magnetic Elemental combo. Now, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of using bows on the Infested, but Puncture doesn't suffer any drawbacks against them, and it does gain a bonus against Sinewy Infested. Underneath all of that lies some really amazing mechanics. Just like the rest of the bows, a fully charged shot deals double its base damage, increases its projectile flight speed, and gives it innate punch through as well as physics impact. Playing with the Paris Prime feels a lot like playing a really morbid game of pool, with arrows piercing through shields, knocking targets into other targets, and creating piles of death at the end of long corridors. But aside from all that, the Paris Prime has an innate base critical chance of 45%, which only requires a rank 4 point strike to bring over the 100% crit chance threshold. And speaking of criticals, it also has a decent crit chance modifier, which will allow you to deal over 4 times the base damage on an uncharged shot, and doing 8 times the base damage on a charged shot with a max rank vital strike. It's like discovering the cute guy that you're making babies with, or at least in my case, attempting to make babies with, has a badass car, a place of his own, is secretly a millionaire, and to top it off is madly in love with you. Seriously, why is my love life not like this? Oh yes, it's because I'm too busy playing video games. Great. Now speaking of amazing things, let's get to the gay factor. As most of you know by now, the Prime series is plagued with some of my biggest aesthetic complaints. Basically that they all look like 24 karat gold pimp cups regardless of what limited color customization you use on them. But here is Rob's life lesson. While looks do matter, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, sometimes what's on the inside matters just as much as what's on the outside. I mean, realistically, if someone is so incredibly boring or such a major jackass that I can't get through a date with them, chances are I'm probably not going to be tempted to sleep with them. Actually, chances are that I'll probably sleep with them first, then try to cut the date short. Either way, you're not getting it all. So, I might be willing to spare a catalyst if it looks good, but they sure as hell ain't getting any forma and the grind that comes along with it. Because when it comes down to it, if someone's attractive and got some substance to them, then hell yes they can have it all. They can have dinner, drinks, a movie, shit, they can even have the pre-date blowjob, and we'll just call everything that happens in between time to regroup before the next round. And frankly, my Paris Prime has got 6 forma on him, and I enjoyed every minute of grinding it out. Oh, dear Lord God, this is why I'm single, isn't it? I compare leveling weapons to sex and compare men to weapons in Warframe. You know, let's get back to the Quick Draw. So with Oodles of goodness, there has to be some sort of drawback, right? Apart from sniper ammo drops being a bit more scarce than other types and its pain in the ass acquisition, the only reason not to like the Paris Prime is the fact that it's a bow, and maybe you don't like bows, so you probably won't like this. But beyond that, it's highly regarded as one of the best weapons in game for a very good reason. While bows are thought of as single target weapons, its charged punch through and innate physics impact can easily take out multiple targets with a single strike. After a little practice, it's easy to get headshots at long distances, and with a maxed out speed trigger, quickly dispatching enemies at closer ranges is a snap. Its large base damage coupled with a nice mix of damage types allows you to take down a wide array of enemies. Simply put, it's not just good for general use, it's amazing for almost any situation you'll come up against. So thank you all for watching another episode of the Quick Draw. Be sure to let me know what you guys think of the Paris Prime in the comments. Don't forget to do the thing that I always ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for more grinding with weapons here at AGayGuyPlays. Huh, that's right, you can call me Legolas, motherfucker.